Phil Hendrie Show, 1-800-449-8686. Man, it's hot this summer in California and in many parts of the country. I mean, Florida's had some brutal brush fires and a lot of spots suffering from the heat. I can't sleep when it's hot. Nobody can, but I'm particularly sensitive to heat. I just cannot take a stuffy, hot room. And like when I lay down to sleep at night, my wife won't let me turn the air on. I mean, she will if I beg. But with her, it's, what? Turn the fan on and open up the windows. It's lovely out. There's a wonderful cool breeze. I know that, but it's not getting in the house. I don't know what it is, baby, but the wind is not blowing that cool stuff in here because, you see, go outside. Isn't it pleasant? We can sleep with the windows open tonight. Oh, God. We can't sleep with the windows open because I'm dying over here. Now, Maria says to me, well, turn the fan on then. What did that do? That'll circulate the cool air in, and the hot air will go, wait a second, man. What do you think? I got the Chrysler wind tunnel here. All that's going to do is blow around the hot, stale air that's already... And one of the kids, Alex, who's 12, he's like me. He sweats. And I walked in there. I said, man, is your window open? He's going, I'm dying over here. Oh, Jesus. I'm like, he goes, tell Mom, man. Tell her to turn it down. I said, I can't. She won't let me turn the air on. Sweet Christ. He's sweating there, man. He's laying there like he's got malaria. You know? Tell her that the kids are dying. So... Anyway, I finally talked Maria into it. You know, I cranked it down to, I was able to get it down to 78 or something the other night, and she let us turn the air on. It was blessed relief, but God, is it hot, man. I can't sleep with the heat. Now, a lot of people can. She lays there wrapped up in the blankets. She lays there with the heat that we've had lately, and we've had some 90-degree days and, fire season and stuff like that. San Francisco has had record heat. In San Francisco, they showed some people at the ballpark, whatever that ballpark is they play in. What is it? Downtown? I guess in San Francisco, that's Qualcomm San Diego. Do they have the same cold problem at night? I don't know. Jay Santos from the Citizens Auxiliary Police is joining us from the South Bay, from a substation there in the South Bay. The Citizens Auxiliary Police is not an official police force. It's more or less, it's a volunteer police force. Jay, how you doing?
We're doing real good, Phil. We are a volunteer police force, although... we volunteer our services to help the police in any way we can.
And you are in a substation?
We're right in a South Bay substation, Citizens Auxiliary Police, Phil. We have 4 or 5 substations throughout Southern California. We also have fraternal organizations throughout the United States. The Citizens Auxiliary Police, no, technically we're not police, but we do detain people. We do investigate crime. We do help with crowd control and security.
What about this heat, and what about the number of air conditioners that are running throughout California? What is your view of that?
Well, we need to brown some areas out. That's all there is to it. Just because it's heating up, I'm looking at the grid right now. We can see some areas of high usage throughout Southern California. A lot of the areas of high usage are inland. I'm looking at the grid right now. We're seeing a lot of power being pulled down in some areas. And we'll go to a variety of areas and knock on the doors. We'll do what we call a power sweep. We use a swim technique to get through the door, Phil, which is to sense whether you're using air conditioning or not. A lot of people don't like that.
Well, when you go door to door, you're sending Citizens Auxiliary Police officers around?
That's correct, Phil. We will be sending officers. We wear a distinctive blue armband and a safari helmet. So when you see the blue armband and the safari helmet, you know it's the Citizens Auxiliary Police. And what we're doing, Phil, is knocking on the door to see whether or not people are using air conditioning.
Now, how do you do that?
The way we do it is to, first of all, see if the unit is running, but they could turn it off if they see us coming. So what we'll do is we'll go to the door. We will ask people if we may come in to see whether or not they're using air conditioning. If they do not allow us access, we use what people in professional football, it's called a swim technique. We run one arm over the shoulder of the person and just sort of push them behind us, and we're in. And
so you're gaining access illegally to people's... What are you doing once you get in there?
You can sense then once you're inside the home, Phil, whether or not they are using air conditioning. And to anticipate your question...
I mean, isn't this illegal?
To anticipate your question, technically, Phil, it is, but you would be surprised. We never have a complaint because people, for the most part, they want to be controlled. They know there are two ways to do things, the easy way or the hard way, and they just as soon do it the easy way. They know that there are power thieves out there, and I think they want to be in compliance. And we're looking for people to be in compliance with the Citizens Auxiliary Police. They know that when they see the blue armbands, Safari helmets, Citizens Auxiliary Police, there are ways of doing things, the easy way or the hard way.
Talking to Jay Santos, he's with the Citizens Auxiliary Police. They're going door to door in a variety of neighborhoods throughout Southern California to see whether people are using their air conditioning. Now, you say that you are using a swim technique?
Well, what happens, the person answers the door and say, Citizens Auxiliary Police, we're checking for air conditioning use. Many times they'll recognize that we're there to see whether they are using their air conditioning. Most of the time they'll let us in. Sometimes people will say, well, you kind of caught me unawares. At that point, we just move them aside. We're in. It's as simple as that, Phil.
And you just move them right aside and you're in, and that technically you realize is illegal?
It is technically gaining access before they give their consent, but almost all of the time, people are happy to have us in there. We sense that they're using air conditioning. I'll look at them. They'll look at me. I'll say, as you're doing, we've got a very heavy power usage, so I'll ticket them.
And what do they do with these tickets?
Well, generally what we do, we have Post-it notes. We'll write down, you got a ticket from the Citizens Auxiliary Police. We expect you to remit a $50 fine by the end of the month. I give them my home address or one of the address. Bill Swenson's wife isn't home, so we're using their post office box, and they remit the money.
All right, so Jay, the Citizens Auxiliary Police, they're going door to door to find out if people are using their air conditioning. What's wrong with using air conditioning?
That's a very good question, Phil. I've got an answer for you. Using air conditioning at a time like this, when there is high usage, is a bad thing, borderline criminal, because you are cutting into the power that is used by a lot of other people. You've got to begin to brown down, as we say, brown down your usage so that you're not cutting the power. The elderly especially, and I welcome this opportunity on your program, Phil, to address the senior citizens out there. I'd loosen my grip on life a little bit. You guys aren't going to live forever. I know you're old, and I know that you want to enjoy as much of life as you can, but you're using a lot of air conditioning out there. And there are a lot of younger people who've got a lot more life ahead of them, and why don't you turn your air off, let the air be used by some of these younger families. Just loosen your grip on life a little bit. Also, those of you out there...
What do you mean, loosen your grip on life? I mean,
well, a lot of the older people hold on so tight to life that they want to run their air conditioning morning, noon, and night. Let go of it. You're going to move on. Maybe days, maybe hours, could be weeks. Somebody needs that cold air that you're running through your apartment, okay? You can run that cold air morning, noon, and night. It isn't going to preserve your body any better when you collapse and no one finds you for 3 days. So what I'm thinking is...
Whoa, wait a second, Jay.
No, Phil, a lot of these elderly people, and I understand, they know that they run their air conditioning for long periods of time because if they collapse and no one finds them, it could preserve their flesh so that it's not stinking the joint out. I always tell them the only way that people will know you're dead is by smelling you. So turn the air off, let the body decompose naturally. Your neighbors will start to smell the stink. The cops will kick the door in and they'll find you. Otherwise...
Wait, are you telling old people this?
What we're trying to do is save lives. And the only way to save lives...
Well, you're not saving any older people's lives. What do you mean, turn the air off so your body will rot and someone will smell you? What does that mean exactly?
Phil, we are trying to get...
No. What does that mean to an older citizen who wants to run the air conditioning to stay cool? Turn it off so that if they collapse from the heat, people will smell them?
I'm trying to say to you, there are a lot of people out there who need precious electricity. A lot of the older people are running their morning, noon, and night. I'm trying to get them to back it off. And they say, well, it could preserve my flesh if I collapse and die. No, air conditioning will not do that. And that's the only announcement I want to make. Let me make it.
What announcement?
I just want to announce to the old people, the air conditioning that you're running is not going to preserve your flesh from rotting.
The air conditioning that you're running
right.
is not going to preserve your flesh from rotting if you collapse.
Correct.
All right, we got Jay Santos on the line here from the California Citizens Auxiliary Police. And they're talking about, people not using as much electricity. I'm a little bit stunned from some of these things that you're saying.
So we got a lot of power usage going on out there. We need for people to cut back on the power usage.
All right, so you're going to be going door to door to make sure that people don't have their air on.
That's correct. If they have their air on, then, of course, we write them up a ticket. It's $50.
You're walking into their homes, though, without their permission.
No, once we get into the house, because we use that swim technique, which is to basically push them aside. And
now, what are you writing tickets with? Post-it notes?
We have some what you call stick-em notes, and they're post-em notes that we put up.
And they'll get a ticket for what?
$50.
If they have their air on.
Yes, so that is correct. $50 if they have the air on, unless it is unless it's a situation where they need the air. For instance, if it's a young woman who has a modeling job she has to go to, or roommates, young ladies in a sorority house, we'd certainly want to come in and talk with you a little bit about that, because we can understand that young women don't want to sweat when they're going out on job interviews.
Oh, wait a second. So the only ones that don't have to turn their air off are young models and sorority house people.
That's correct.
1-800-449-8686. This is the Phil Hendrie Show. Jay Santos from the Citizens Auxiliary Police. And they're going door to door to make sure that air conditioning is not running. If it is, you get ticketed $50. The thing of it is he says that he's pushing people aside and going in. And I asked him, well, why not just ask for entry? And a lot of people, he said, will say no. Once he gets in, though, they're glad that he's in because they want that kind of control. It's a crazy thing. Air conditioning, power usage, and just who owns what. 1-800-449-8686. Phil Hendrie Show. You're a volunteer police force. They're not affiliated with any official police agency, but you claim to have some official status, Jay.
Phil, we only claim is the constitutional right of citizens arrest, and the police do get bogged down. And when the police get bogged down, Citizens Auxiliary Police is there. By the way, I would like to at this time salute our fraternal brothers in arms, the West Texas Auxiliary Rangers out of San Antonio. Also, we have the Oregon's People Police up in Portland, Oregon. Colorado Associated Police Partners, which is out of Denver, Colorado. New York State Volunteer Patrol out of Albany, New York, and the Omaha Simulated Sheriffs of Nebraska. That's out of Omaha, Nebraska. And
the Omaha what?
Omaha Simulated Sheriffs.
Omaha Simulated Sheriffs, okay. So you're talking about going door to door and telling people to turn their air conditioner off, or you give them a ticket using a Post-it note. Is that it?
Well, we use it as a memo. That's exactly right. And we get in there and we sense if it's cool, if it's warm, and then we look at them and we say, you're running your air, and people want to be honest, so they'll tell us, yeah, I did. I ran my air conditioning. It's all very friendly, and naturally I have to write them a $50 ticket, but they understand. There's two ways to do it. There's the easy way and there's the hard way. Citizens Auxiliary Police prefers the easy way. We know how to deal the hard way.
All right, here is San Bernardino on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Hi.
Yes. Well, if that Mr. Santos ever came to my door, or one of his blue-armed henchmen, and told me to turn off my fans, or I don't have air conditioner, but I do have fans. I am 78, and if he ever came to my door and told me to turn them off, I would grab the baseball bat that's sitting by my front door, and I would use his head as a baseball.
Well, ma'am,
he has no legal right to do that, and I think the police should get on him.
Well, you're only using your fan. I got no problem with you.
And my son just said, come on by and try it.
Well, ma'am, we can do it the easy way or the hard way.
Oh, yeah. Well, the police are going to be on you.
Well, ma'am,
and if they don't, I'm going to let them know that they should.
Well, wait a minute. You said you only use your fan, ma'am?
Huh?
You only use the fan?
I don't have air conditioning. I have four fans
Jay,
in the house.
What about her using the fan?
Well, if you use the fan too often, we could get what we call a brownout or a brown drain. And you become a juice thief.
You just come near my house and see what happens.
Let me say this,
I am going to call the chief of police here in San Bernardino and to tell him what is going on with you.
Oh, ma'am, you know us by our distinctive blue armband and our pip helmets, all right?
God help you if you come near here.
We come around with a blue... You'll know us when we come down the street.
You better not try it.
Wait a minute, Jay, what do you wear, Jay? What is your uniform?
A blue armband and a safari helmet. So don't use all 4 fans at once. Just use one at a time is all I'm saying.
As I said, I am going to call the chief of police. One of my best friends is a former chief of police, and I intend to let them know what kind of things that you are doing.
Let me ask Jay. Jay, you're going into if this lady answers the door, what do you say to her?
I'd simply say, ma'am, I'm Jay Santos, Citizens Auxiliary Police. We just want to come in and feel the air conditioning if you're using it or not.
And if she denies you access, what do you do?
Well, she's 78 years old, Phil. That's not going to be too tough.
Hey, listen, I have got a son here that could knock you for a loop. He's standing right here by me.
Listen,
and he says, God help you if you ever try it.
Ma'am, I'm going to have to order you not to call the police.
Well, you can order me from now till doomsday because I'm going to.
Ma'am, this is an order. I'm ordering you.
The chief of police is a good friend, and so is the former chief of police. And I guarantee you that I intend to talk to them.
Well, I can tell you, Phil, this is the kind of lady who would get a ticket from us. I'm going to have to give you a ticket.
Oh, go fly a kite.
Ma'am, I'm going to give you a ticket.
I said go fly a kite.
I am going to have to give you a Post-it ticket.
Oh, yes.
Well, what do you do? You have a Post-it note and you write out a ticket for it?
Yes.
Oh, yeah, sure. Well, I'll tell you, I am going to call the chief of police.
You've been talking about this. The chief of police of San Bernardino. Oh, okay. I'm going. Oh, man, I wish I knew who she was because I would go over there and give her a ticket. For the way that she...
Well, if she's not using her air...
But she's using 4 fans, which is a definite power drain. And that's the part that just tightens my jaws.
All right, here is Deming on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello,
yeah,
you're on...
Jay?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Jay?
Yeah, Jay Santos, sir.
Is that Jay on the phone there?
This is Jay Santos, sir. Yes, sir.
I tell you, come over this way, I'll kill you.
Well, now, sir, if you do that, you're going to be...
I've got an air conditioner.
You got what?
I've got an air conditioner. It comes on when it wants to come on. I got it set at 77. And I'll be damned if you're going to come over and turn it off.
You need to raise that up.
You're going to give me a ticket.
You need to raise that up to 83, sir, because 77's too low.
I will fix your little wagon.
Hey,
I tell you.
You know, we can do
it. If I don't do it, there's a half a dozen neighbors around here would do it.
Well, we can do it the easy way or the hard way.
No, I'd rather you try the hard way.
Wait a minute, Jay.
You come in my driveway, you try the hard way first.
Wait a second, you got it set at 7.
You're going to go out soft.
All right, I'm going to order you to raise it up to 83.
I wouldn't call the cops on you. I'd do you myself.
You do me?
I got enough ground out here. I can leave you out there and let the coyotes have you.
Well, let me tell you what you're going to do. You're going to raise that air conditioner up to 83.
You can't order that.
What?
You can't order that guy, okay?
Set my temperature at what?
You want to suck my what?
Okay, wait a second.
What?
83.
83?
Yes, sir.
When I get 83, I'll do that.
When you turn 83?
I got that sucker set at 77, and it ain't going to budge one way.
Let me give you some advice. If you
ain't going to touch it.
If you collapse and die, the cold air is not going to preserve your
body. Up
here. Unless you have an 18-year-old blonde in that house, you've got to turn it up to 83.
I live far enough out that nobody would hear your screams. I tell you.
You know, old timer,
I would like to see you come down here.
Nobody would hear my screams. Holy Jesus! I'm just asking you to turn your air conditioner up.
Thank you, Phil. That guy's stupid. I don't even want to talk anymore to him.
I order you to turn it up to 83. Otherwise, I will be down there to give you a ticket. Okay? All right. Thank you very much.
I don't think he's going to do it.
Oh, he'll do it.
Well, it didn't sound like it to me.
No, these people like to talk tough, Phil, but I've been dealing with them. Especially the elderly, the senior citizens, they like to give you, but once you go into their house and explain to them that keeping the air conditioning at 77 won't preserve their flesh any longer than it would at 83, they're going to...
Yeah, you're on this kick about them collapsing and dying and not stinking, and...
That's the number one thing that seniors worry about. And we try to tell them, put it up to 83, stink away, man. They'll find the body. And
all right, hold on. 1-800-449-8680. 1-800-449-8686, Phil Hendrie Show. You can hear in the background Citizens Auxiliary Police substation in Southern California. They are a volunteer police force going door to door in Southern California this weekend to ask people to turn their air conditioners down or off, or they are citing people. The resistance you're getting here, and Jay Santos is with us, the resistance you're getting here, Jay, is, first of all, you're not an official police agency. Secondly, you are going into people's houses without their permission. I know what you explained to me, that they, after you get in, they appreciate it. But the fact is, you're telling people to turn down the air when they might need it.
Right, so we recognize this. Hold on for a minute.
Oh, 20, Roger.
Roger,
1B1, okay, 7.
25 of the 4.
11A89, 11A89.
We've got a substation going on because we've got people running their air conditioning all over town. So if you are elderly and you have no reason to run your air conditioning, if, however, you are 18 to 22 years of age, you are a blonde woman, or, for instance, let's say you're Sybil Shepherd, you may run your air conditioning as long and as cold as you'd like. So those are the basic parameters that would...
Okay, so what are you saying? You're saying if you're an old woman or an old man...
You must turn it off, yes.
But if you're an 18 to 22-year-old blonde female...
You can run it for a longer time. And the reason for that is because the elderly do not have the need, like a younger person does, to live a long time. People need to give their appliances, the afternoon off, is all we're trying to say. That's what every place say.
All right, let's go to Houston on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
Hi.
Yes, ma'am.
I'd like to speak to your, to address this issue. For your guest tonight, I have maybe a better volunteer job lined up for him, since he has a lot of time on his hands and he's interested in worthy causes, and I was wondering if he was interested
I'm having a hard time hearing the call. I can't hear the caller, Phil.
Okay, could you speak up, ma'am?
Yes, I'm sorry, I'm on a cell phone. Can you hear me now?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, well, the whole concept of someone coming into my home,
right,
checking for air conditioning and fan
overusage utility, right,
is un-American. It infringes on my rights, and if I'm paying my bill, why do you care?
Well, first of all, ma'am, the overuse of utilities, as you know, causes brownouts and blackouts in some regions. This time of year, we have a lot of use of air conditioning, which does put a terrible strain on our utilities. And all we're doing is we're coming to your home, taking a peek around in the bedroom areas and downstairs, make sure that you're not running your air conditioning. You live in Houston, Texas, ma'am?
No, actually, I live near San Antonio, but I'm on my way to Houston right now. I turned on the program, and I could not believe this is actually
Believe what,
being
ma'am?
broadcast.
All we're trying to do, ma'am, is to protect our utilities. If you're running your air conditioning and you're cooling yourself off, that's all fine and dandy, but what about a woman who lives next door to you who's younger?
Yeah, that sounds pretty sexist, and it sounds like you're in one thing.
I'd like to know,
I value the elderly people in our country,
of course
and
I
they
do
deserve
too.
to live. They deserve to have the right to run air conditioning.
I'm not
in my
trying to kill them,
opinion,
ma'am.
you are selecting who should live, who should not, who should be comfortable, who should not, and you do not have that right, sir.
Well, ma'am, all I'm asking, how old are you, for instance?
I am 41 years old, and I am a first-grade teacher.
All right, you're right on the bubble. You're right on the bubble. And
what does that mean, she's right on the bubble? I'm 47. Where's that put me?
What's a bubble?
What I'm saying is we need our younger people to survive the heat more than we do the older people, is all I'm saying.
Oh, and you have the right to select who should and when they should pass on. Many people are stricken with heat stroke.
That's absolutely correct. And I've talked to many elderly people who are afraid they're going to fall down and die perhaps, and no one will find them. And I'll tell you something, ma'am, and you may think I'm crazy, but there is no greater assist to the police in finding elderly people than the decaying flesh.
That is ridiculous.
Well, no, ma'am,
so disgusting and morose. I can't believe you didn't talk about that.
What are you saying, Jay? Why are we focusing on old people dying, and you want to make sure they stink so the police can find them? I mean,
Phil, I'm just simply saying that it would be a catastrophe for a house of, for instance, sorority girls who had to lose their electricity and not have air conditioning because some old lady wanted to preserve her sagging flesh. You've got college students.
And you'd rather preserve the flesh of a young, bouncy woman.
We have college students. We have college students, ma'am, who are contributing.
Yes, no, they're hardy, aren't they? They're pretty tough kids. They can take it without air conditioning more than our elderly.
Jay, you didn't say anything about the college students. You said sorority girls.
Yes. Oh, yes.
Wait, hold on for a second. What I'm trying to say...
Did you say sorority girls or didn't you?
Sir, I've been a sorority girl before, and I was fine without air conditioning in college, I'll let you know.
I will tell you this, ma'am, when you were a sorority girl of 19, 20 years of age, I would have fought to the death for your right to live. You're 41, what?
Well, I tell you what, I have a wonderful offer for you. If you have this much time on your hands, could you come to my classroom and be in charge of the coloring crayons and the paper center and the glue? Because we need more help.
Ma'am, we're trying
we
to save
need
lives.
parental help. We need people who are really focusing on a real issue.
We're trying
is
to
not
save...
even a real issue. You are making up the most
No,
ridiculous
ma'am.
stuff.
I am trying to save lives. That is what our auxiliary... You're in West Texas. I advise you to contact the West Texas Auxiliary Rangers. They are...
The West Texas Auxiliary Rangers, and what do they do?
I am in South Texas. You need to get your geography straight.
All right, ma'am.
Now, one more thing. I'll have a
we
little
do have-
Post-it note center for you.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
can have your Post-it notes. You can sit in the little corner, and you can help my kids learn to read. That is a much more valuable service that you can
All
offer
right, but I would
to
ask
our
you this.
community.
If you're running the air conditioning in that classroom and I have to ticket you in front of those kids, then what are you going to say?
Well, you come right in, sir. We'll make a lesson out of it. We'll turn it into math and
I don't
social
embarrass
studies
you.
all at once.
I don't want to embarrass you. That's all
Welcome
I'm
you to
saying.
come in.
I don't want to
I would
embarrass
welcome you.
Well, I don't want to embarrass you.
You're going to ticket her for using the air
I would never
conditioning.
be embarrassed
I would
because
have
my
to give her a
children
Post-it
deserve
note.
to be comfortable while they learn.
I'll tell you, Mexicans, American Indians, they're a lot more adept at handling the heat. They don't need the air conditioning as much either.
Oh,
There are
that's
a lot
a
of people...
racist statement, sir. You need to be careful.
Well, ma'am, I'm just saying what I know. And
No, that's
Okay, all right, all right. Thank you very
Okay,
much, ma'am, for
thank
your
you.
call,
I
and have a
appreciate
safe
you letting me
drive.
call.
Have a
Thank
safe drive to Houston this evening.
I also, Phil, might have to, hog tie. See, I don't want to have to hog tie a teacher in front of...
What do you mean hog tie?
If she is not going to adhere to what the Citizens Auxiliary Police is all about in terms of preserving...
Hog tying a woman in front of her class?
Phil, that lady threatened me. A lot of people...
I didn't hear that lady threaten you.
Well, a lot of people have threatened me this afternoon. And that one guy said I would die screaming on his property. And I don't know where he lives, but if it's anywhere near Tampa, no thank you. And I would...
All right, hold on here. Salt Lake City on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello.
I would like to ask you, when someone pays up, what are you going to do with their money?
Could you stand by for a minute?
No, we can't stand by. Would you turn the radio off?
No, I'm in charge of the substation.
87, continue patrol.
My wife is out of town, so we set the substation up in my kitchen. Could you repeat that question, ma'am?
The question is, when someone pay up, which you know they will because you're taking advantage of those people, what are you going to do with the money?
That money goes into Citizens Auxiliary Relief Fund.
And what does that serve?
That serves the widows of officers who have gone in the line of duty.
Are you supporting women? You're supporting women now?
Not now, no, because none of the officers have died yet. But when they do, it will help out.
Any other uses for those monies?
That's it, ma'am. And, of course, it pays for our Christmas party, which we do have every year. We had it over here at Red Lobster one year, which was a very nice affair.
So it's sort of like an endowment for when the widows become widows. Is that it?
There you go. Yeah, we had a very nice affair one year over at Claim Jumpers.
Do you have the money?
All right, ma'am. Thanks for your call. Here is Lincoln, Nebraska on the Phil Hendrie Show. Hello?
Hi. This guy is whack.
What I'm trying to do is save lives, and I've got a lot of people who don't understand.
Why are you only trying to save young women's lives? Why are you not concerned about the older people? If you're trying to save lives, saving lives has no age boundary.
That's absolutely right. That's absolutely right.
So why are you trying to save houses of sorority girls and not trying to save everybody?
I don't believe that I indicated that, Phil.
You said that if it was a room full of 18...
I don't think I indicated that.
I'm sorry, you were picking age groups of young women, and you were telling us that other races are better adapted to heat. You're a sexist. You're a racist.
Wait, that's
you have
very
absolutely
strong.
No authority.
That is very
to do
strong
what you're doing.
Okay, the air conditioning.
No authority.
All right, hold on. The air conditioning went out in our substation right now.
Well, good. It serves you right.
I want to answer what this guy's saying. I don't think you should say that I'm a racist or anything like that. I'm saying there's certain people who can deal with the heat better.
I'm sorry, I'm just going by what you said, sir.
An 18-year-old blonde is better equipped, or is not as well equipped, I should say, to handle it.
You're better equipped,
That's
I think, is what you meant to say.
That is not true. The younger body is better equipped to handle the heat than the older body. And if you want to go talk to a doctor. I think you got your facts backwards.
I tell you what, let me throw a joke at you guys. I think her body would be better equipped to handle my heat. But
you know something? We don't appreciate your jokes right now, right?
That is totally sexist.
The old body's already withered up. What I'm trying to say is there are a lot of old people who are going to be crawling for the front door when they pass out.
I'm sorry, but the older people need the air conditioning. The younger folks can do a heck of a lot better in the heat than the older folks can. And let me tell you something. If you tried to force your way into my house to check my air conditioning, I would pull my gun out and shoot you dead, pal, because you have no authority whatsoever.
Once I got into your house, I'd convince you how right I was.
You'd have to do it from the floor bleeding, pal.
Well, Mexicans, Indians, and old people don't need to use air conditioning, sir, as much as young 22-year-old blondes.
And why do you keep saying blondes? What, you got a thing for blondes? That is so damn sexist. What if I was a 22-year-old male blonde? Would you save me then? No.
I don't know.
You would save the 22-year-old blonde female first.
Sir, I'm trying to save lives here.
Then save everybody's lives.
Let me ask you a question.
Save the old, save the young, save everyone.
If you were a 22-year-old male, you said blonde, how nice is your ass?
Why would you even want to look at my ass? That's another reason for me to shoot you.
Who knows?
Okay, that just about tipped it off right there. 1-800-449-8686. Only 18-year-old blondes. Phil Hendrie Show. I'm out. Get knocked on his ass. Sugar Shane definitely going to kick ass on the Golden Boy. Word to all on that. Okay, I want a huge call this hour. I want to get a huge fax in this hour. Okay, one other thing. The horse racing game at Caesars sucks. I got hosed. To the number one horse. Thing busted from the gate. Look at me, a large race from me. Got the shaft. Find out of the rack yesterday morning. I felt it's going to be a huge day in the horse racing game in Caesars. Go up, throw my quarters in. I got hosed. Dude, what is up with that? Okay, let's go to the phones. Get some huge call this hour. I want to get a huge fax this hour, too. Email me. Go to the phones, dude. What's up? We got Randy and Decahar. Randy, how's it going?
Hey, homie. How's it going?
Real good, dude. What's up?
Hey, Rome, no doubt about it. I think that De La Hoya is dreaming large dreams. Going to be good night, sweet prince for that guy. When Sugar Shane finally takes it to him, guy's only been fighting tomato cans, and he's a little Red Riding Hood. I got a wet spot in my crotch right now, man. It's a little leakage going on. It's too much masturbation watching that fight. The other thing.
Get out of here, man. What is up with that call? Dude coming on, 1 minute he's talking about the De La Hoya fight, the next minute masturbation? What? Yeah, that's what I'm going to do, dude. Watch the fight Saturday night, kick in 150, whatever it's going to cost, kick back, pull it out, and start pulling it. While De La Hoya is getting waxed by my man Sugar Shane. Yeah, that's what I'm going to do. 100.5 pay-per-view. And I'm going to pull my pud to it? What is up with you, dude? Okay, let's go. Let's go to the phone. Let's get a huge call this hour, okay? I'm tired of fooling around with you clones. By the way, how about some Laker talk? How about some Pacers? Lakers, Pacers, Game 5 tonight. I really think the Pacers are going to come back strong. I really do. I really do. I'll tell you what, man. Larry Bird has been there before. Reggie Miller is not about to go flat Game 5 NBA Finals. You know dudes want to be there for a long time. Birdman's going to lead them to the promised land. That's the truth. Okay, Billy Bob up there in the Bay Area. Billy Bob, how you doing?
Yo, Ron, how's it going?
Real good, man.
You know something, man? I'm so happy you said what you said about Laker Pacers, because I know Larry Bird has been
better days are ahead for that team, all right? You take a look at the overtime in that game, man, where that dude Best, man, threw up 2 clay. I mean, that guy threw up 3 bricks in a row that I know of. And Kobe Bryant, everybody's singing his praises, man, like he's the next Magic Johnson or Mr. Clutch Jerry West. I don't see that guy on the all-time scoring list just yet myself, my man. Other thing, Rick Smits, okay, I'll give you that. I'll give you that Rick Smits is not that great of a center. But I'll tell you, hey, Rome, I'm not even done, man. What are you doing?
Rack him.
Yeah, but I'm not done.
Rack him. All right. Good take.
I'm not done yet.
Okay.
I just wanted to say that. God damn, Romy, I wasn't even finished. I went.
Rack him, and then hang up on him, okay? That is so true. Kobe Bryant is not knocking my socks off just yet. Excuse me, I'll reserve judgment. Dude comes in, overtime. Hadn't been heard from previous 3 games. Now all of a sudden he's a world beater. Everybody wants to elect this guy the next Mr. Clutch. Wrong. We'll see tonight. I think Miller's going to come up huge tonight. No doubt about it. Smits is history. Always has been history. This dude only scored the big points there after Shaq got racked. Shaq got the hook. Smits comes up large in OT. Everybody else throwing up bricks. I think tonight's game between the Pacers and Lakers is going to match Kobe and Miller in a real war. I really do. You check your fish wrap out tomorrow. Figure that out. Okay, we come back. I'll be talking with the Queen of England. I got the Beatles coming up. Huge call coming up from Vince Lombardi. Be talking to a couple other guys that are dead. Talking to my wife on the phone during the break. Can't wait to get out of here. I can't stand any of you. This is the Jim Rome Show on the Phil Hendrie Show.